I've survived another day and actually ended up back at work, which was quite good because I've got probably about an hour and a bit of daylight left, so I'm going to crack on. I have actually forgotten my what's it called, my GoPro today, so fine. I'll be videoing with my iPhone, which means I can't do action shots, but most of the action shots are just sped up videos of me welding or something, which aren't really that informative, I would guess. So I'll just do general chatting, mooching around. There you go, that's an action shot. I have in fact unearthed the car. I'm going to install my temporary boot support. There we go. I had a couple of comments about chopping the back of the car off, and it does sound drastic, but actually when you look at this car, there's so many little bits that now I have more time, it just makes sense to change that panel. Bits that concerned me were this flange here, where the two parts had blown away from each other. When you buy the rear lamp panel, you actually get that bit and that bit spot welded together, as well as all of the reinforcement stuff here and that rear box section here. All of that got crushed when they fitted the tow bar, because it bolted through here and wanging the nuts up has just completely crushed the metal. This is why tow bars are so bad on SD1s, because they're just fitted stupidly. So by the time you've repaired that bit, fixed that bit, either pulled that out or fixed all the rust along here and where the number plate screws go through, it's just as fast to chop it out there. This side I never welded in, it's still free to move. Put the saw through there, drill out the spot welds, chop along there, whole new panel in. It's quite easy to align, especially because the tailgate's still on, so I can put a bar in here so that it won't ping in or do anything silly. And then yeah, it should be quite a simple process, and a lot more rust gone and less silly little patches and more big hunks of chunks of metal. I'm now still babbling on when I could be doing welding, so I'm going to stop chatting in a moment and go about trimming that bit down until it will sit in there nicely. In my continued kind of, I'm not going to say bodging, because it isn't bodging, but I'm not being super detailed about this. I basically marked where that panel's going to go. My plan is to tack it where it fits and then hammer it in as I weld it till it conforms to the shape I want. To help it do that, I've just put some initial bends in key places and then hammered other bits straight, so that actually it's already starting to fit in quite a few places. The idea that I, with my mediocre skills, could get that right without doing it isn't really possible. Some chopping later, we have a piece that's a bit better in terms of shape and a bigger hole. The two combined will make for a neater job. I'm just going to clean all of the red oxide I put on yesterday, and clean this panel up a little bit more. I can get the welder out, tack it, hit it, tack it, hit it, weld it. I have done some more cleaning, done a bit of painting, and we're good to go. As I explained earlier, sadly I won't be able to do sadly I won't be able to video my welding because I don't have a suitable camera, but I'll show you the, I guess, middle and end result. We are dealing with the work in progress. It's going pretty well, but we do keep having the occasional fire under the car, so I'm going to go and get the wire wheel and just clean up some of that, because what happens is as the fire burns, gases come through from underneath which blow my shielding gas away, which make for shitty welds. So I'm going to get the wire brush on the drill and just clean it up a little bit. Probably about halfway through now. It's actually quite difficult to weld because it might not look it, because again the GoPro's really good at correcting for low light, but it is dark, and when you've got your head in there and you're wearing your green goggles for welding, it's quite difficult to see what's going on. So it's not as neat as I would like, but it's still good welding. Well, not good welding, I mean it ain't gonna fall out is what I mean. It's really rather dark and I don't have a light, so I was actually welding blind using the sort of glow of the weld, and also when I needed to strike up, leaving a bit of wire poking out the end of the MIG gun and then dragging it along till I felt something and then zapping it and hoping it was in the right place. Anyway, I shall now take a flash photo and then post that up as a still. Hopefully you just saw a still image of my weld. I'm going to grind that down again blind with the grinder and hopefully not chop my arms and legs off. I've just done some grinding. Maybe the camera won't quite adjust. Yeah, so that's cleaned up about as good as I can get it for the moment. Cue flash photo. See, I'm spoiling you. That was in fact 2 flash photos. Yeah, I'm not going to bother gluing that strap thing on at the moment because I'm pushing my luck with the dark anyway. But what I will do now before I go home is put more red oxide on that whole area just so that it doesn't rust again. And I won't be recording that because it's dark, it's cold, and I wouldn't go home.